I've been using the Vivo X Fold 6 for around a week now, and during that time it gave me 3 major surprises along with a few small disappointments. In this video, I'll skip the unnecessary talk and walk you through everything in a simple and straightforward way.
A quick shout out to my tech partner from China for sharing this video. A big thank you for making this possible. Hey everyone, it's Maiky from Maiky. If you love staying updated with the latest gadgets, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out our exciting tech content.
The first thing that really stood out is how well it takes advantage of the large foldable display for productivity. In my opinion, the biggest strength of a book-style foldable is its almost 1-to-1 aspect ratio when fully opened. When the software is optimized properly, it becomes an incredibly efficient workspace, but if it's only used for watching videos or gaming, the extra screen space doesn't provide much real benefit. After GoPro introduced its panoramic virtual screen concept and Huawei brought intelligent multi-window features, Vivo has now introduced its own solution called Atomic Workbench. The first mode is a sequential multitasking mode that focuses on quickly switching between apps, similar to Apple's front-end task management. It's designed for users who constantly jump from one application to another, making app switching much faster. However, it's still intended for alternating between apps, rather than running several of them side by side. Unlike iPad OS, it doesn't allow you to freely place multiple apps on a single workspace for simultaneous use. To solve that, Vivo has introduced a fully adjustable parallel mode in this generation. It can display up to 4 applications on the screen at the same time, making much better use of the foldable display. You can activate this split-screen layout by swiping up with 3 fingers or by slightly folding the device. Whenever you want to focus on a particular application, you simply drag the sidebar or tap the divider and swipe in different directions to resize each window. There's also an option to rotate the app layout with a single tap. If you prefer focusing on one app, you can pinch to enter focus mode, where every application expands into a large screen view. Switching between them is quick by tapping the screen edges, and pinching back out returns you to the overview. At first, I assumed this worked similarly to Oppo's virtual screen system, but after spending some time with it, I realized the design philosophy is actually very different. On the Oppo Find N5, the overview mode mainly acted as a scaled-down dashboard. Then, on the Find N6, a 4-finger gesture introduced a desktop-style multi-window experience, where window resizing and flexible layouts became the main focus. Vivo approaches things from the opposite direction. Its overview mode fills the entire display with information, allowing every app to show useful content simultaneously, while supporting flexible split-screen adjustments. Once you switch into focus mode, however, the layout becomes fixed, placing more emphasis on an immersive viewing experience rather than resizing windows. Because of this, both systems are designed with different priorities and naturally work better for different types of users. Personally, I feel Oppo's implementation works better if you're mainly dealing with 2 or 3 apps at a time. For example, when I'm writing an article while doing research, I can easily switch between a traditional 16:9 layout and a square 1:1 workspace. The downside is that it doesn't support 4 apps on screen at the same time. If your workflow regularly involves 3 or even 4 applications simultaneously, then Vivo's approach makes much more sense. Ultimately, both brands simply chose different technical solutions and design directions. One thing that's impossible to ignore, though, is that compared to the previous X Fold generation, the X Fold 6 makes significantly better use of its display area. The next question is whether this infinitely adjustable split-screen system actually works well with real-world apps. From my experience, applications that already include sidebars such as WeChat, QQ, Facebook, DingTalk, and WPS adapt very well. Their layouts automatically adjust as you resize the windows, making multitasking feel smooth and natural. That said, there are still a few areas that need improvement. The keyboard optimization isn't quite there yet. Right now, the input method only appears on one side of the screen, instead of expanding across the entire keyboard area, so typing isn't as comfortable as it could be. For entertainment apps like video streaming services and games, however, window resizing works extremely well. You can freely adjust the window size and the changes happen instantly without needing to restart the application. Even so, I don't think most people are going to use 4 entertainment apps at the same time. For that kind of usage, the sequential multitasking mode I mentioned earlier actually feels like the better choice. The second major highlight is the combination of AI features and ecosystem integration, which turns this foldable into a genuine productivity tool. If Atomic Workbench provides the multitasking environment, then the X Fold 6 strengthens that experience by adding intelligent AI features along with a much richer ecosystem. One feature I especially appreciate is the brand new AI document manager introduced on this model. Foldable phone users often end up storing a large number of different documents, and now you can simply search within the app to locate them. Instead of relying only on file names or titles, the AI analyzes the actual content of your documents, understands what they're about, and can even find files based on their overall meaning. That makes document management smarter and far more useful in daily work. When it comes to ecosystem features, Vivo first introduced remote computer control on the X Fold 3 series. The unfolded display naturally works well for this, with the upper half acting as the monitor and the lower half as a virtual keyboard. Even today, I still find this feature extremely practical, especially since I've recently been doing more programming work. Remotely accessing my home computer for web development feels surprisingly smooth, and it means I don't always have to carry a laptop with me. Even the lightest notebook simply isn't as portable as a smartphone. With the X Fold 6, Vivo has gone a step further by introducing a dedicated desktop mode. As soon as you connect the phone to a monitor or a computer, it transforms into a compact desktop PC experience. You can keep as many as 5 windows open in the foreground at the same time. Combined with the PC version of WPS, editing documents on a larger display becomes much more comfortable. The phone itself can function as a touchpad, a virtual keyboard, or even connect as an external Bluetooth keyboard. There are definitely situations where you're away from home, something urgent comes up, and all you have is your phone. In moments like that, this desktop mode delivers a much better experience than trying to complete everything directly on the phone's display, making work faster and much more efficient. And finally, on top of that, Vivo has continued to improve its compatibility with the iPhone ecosystem. Once the two devices are paired, transferring files and editing them across both devices remains quick, seamless, and just as convenient as before.
For example, if reading PDF files on your iPhone feels cramped because of the smaller display, or if you're already on a call with your iPhone, you can simply move that experience over to the foldable's larger screen. I think this is especially useful because many people still prefer using an iPhone as their primary phone, but want an Android foldable as a productivity device. Combining a compact phone with a large foldable screen genuinely makes daily work more efficient. The X Fold 6 also includes an AI meeting assistant that can automatically identify different speakers, generate accurate transcripts, summarize meetings, and even create templates based on different scenarios and timelines so you can quickly review important information later. While similar features are available on other brands, Vivo stood out to me for 2 reasons. The first is privacy, since everything is processed directly on the device instead of relying on cloud processing. The second is that there are currently no restrictions on usage time. There isn't a monthly free quota, which makes it much more practical if you're constantly attending meetings. Another useful addition is cross-window drag and drop. Whether it's text or an image, you can simply drag it into another app to instantly convert it into a table, translate the content, or even save information as a business card. When you connect all of these AI features together, it's easy to see that Vivo has developed a much deeper understanding of how AI should work on a smartphone. Previously, most AI assistants worked like simple question and answer tools. You opened the app when you needed help and closed it once you were finished. With the X Fold 6, Vivo is taking a different approach. Instead of treating AI as a separate tool, it keeps AI available alongside whatever you're doing, allowing it to become part of your workflow and assist naturally throughout your tasks. The third major advantage is the hardware itself. The overall specifications are strong enough that I'd feel perfectly comfortable using this as my main smartphone every day. Although the overall design hasn't changed dramatically, both the inner and outer displays now feature more rounded corners, giving the phone a slightly more premium appearance. The green-blue hole color is probably the version most people will notice first, but I actually think the white model looks excellent as well. Compared with the previous generation, it has a subtle silver shimmer under certain lighting, creating a refined satin-like finish. When unfolded, the inner display uses Samsung's M14 panel, and in my experience, it's the brightest foldable screen I've used so far. The outer display uses BOE's Q11 material, and both screens support 8T LTPO technology.
Performance has also been upgraded with the latest Dimensity 9500 Super Edition. Even though it's called the Super Edition, its peak clock speed isn't actually different from the standard version. My guess is that the improvements come from more aggressive tuning or scheduling behind the scenes. Seeing a MediaTek Flagship chip inside a premium foldable is still fairly uncommon, but Vivo has consistently done a good job optimizing Dimensity processors, so I had confidence going in. After using it, I found multitasking performance to be extremely smooth, and overall system stability has been excellent. The previous X Fold generation launched with an older chipset, which occasionally resulted in small performance hiccups and average power efficiency. Fortunately, those minor lag issues have been largely eliminated this time. Combined with Vivo's continued improvements to AI and split-screen multitasking, the available performance is more than capable of handling demanding workloads. The biggest surprise for me, however, was the battery life. With an equivalent 7,000 mAh battery, it's actually larger than the one found in the X300 Ultra. During my testing, using both Wi-Fi and 5G, I managed around 7 hours of screen-on time, along with roughly 10 hours of standby, and the battery still had about 24% remaining. That means reaching around 8 hours of active screen time is absolutely realistic, which is incredibly impressive for a foldable phone. Charging is equally strong, with support for 80-watt wired charging, 40-watt wireless charging, plus IPX8 and IPX9 water resistance. Everything you would expect from a flagship is included. Honestly, if you're planning to carry this as your primary phone every day, I think this year's hardware is more than capable of meeting those expectations. Now that we've covered the highlights, let's move on to the two small disappointments I experienced. The first involves the camera system. The imaging hardware itself is actually very capable, delivering performance that's essentially on the same level as the X300S. Vivo also includes a photography kit case that allows you to attach the lens ring and use the optional G2 telephoto extender. However, you'll notice there's another opening beside the telephoto cutout. In practice, though, that extra opening doesn't really serve any useful purpose because it still blocks the main camera, the ultra-wide camera, and even the flash. Other than that, I haven't encountered any major issues while taking photos. After updating to the latest software version, it even supports color chart adjustments similar to the X300S. Rather than talking about it any further, let me show you some sample photos I captured recently. The second regret is that this generation doesn't really introduce any major hardware breakthroughs in areas like crease reduction, overall thickness, weight, or frame materials. None of these are problems in daily use, and foldable hardware has already become quite mature. However, considering this is likely to be a device priced above 10,000 yuan, roughly £1,100 in the UK, and around $1,480 in the US, I was hoping to see some more ambitious innovations, similar to the early days of foldables when companies experimented with features like dual under-display fingerprint scanners or ultra-fast 120-watt charging. Those kinds of exciting technological leaps are what really appeal to enthusiasts like us, and this year there are simply fewer of those wow moments. On the other hand, focusing on practical improvements means more users can genuinely benefit from the productivity upgrades and AI features introduced with this generation. Overall, I think the Vivo X Fold 6 is an exceptionally practical and highly productive foldable smartphone. It makes excellent use of its large display, while the surrounding hardware is equally well-rounded. It's an excellent choice for iPhone users who want an Android foldable to expand their productivity across different ecosystems, as well as for anyone who spends a lot of time working on the go, multitasking, or making use of AI-powered features. That's everything for today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel for more content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!